This is Edwin Dearborn, another edition of Growth Driven. And today I want to talk to you what I feel is going to be your top and my top growth strategy, absolute the best for 2021. Hey, this is Edwin Dearborn. Sorry for that lag on my intro video. It's the power of live streaming. Sometimes you get it right, sometimes you don't. But I want to talk to you about what I feel is going to be our absolute best growth strategy in 2021. And this is based off two interviews that I had yesterday. If you watched Growth Driven yesterday, Steve Sims, who's worked with Sir Elton John, Elon Musk, internationally published author, done some crazy big projects. And then Josh Steinley, published author, worked with Sir Richard Branson, has been named top CMO of the year. I mean, these guys are heavy hitters in terms of content creators. Moreover, they hang out and work with billionaires and influencers. Josh has been published on Entrepreneur Inc., same with Steve. And I had a chance to spend about an hour with both of them on my show. And I asked both of them at the end of the show, what do you see is the biggest opportunity in 2021? And interestingly enough, even though they don't really know each other, they came to the same conclusion. They had the same answer. And that is building relationships and really servicing your community. This is even more so important because of COVID and the quarantine, that people are seeking that human connection even more so. Both of them cited that because of the quarantine and because of our restrictions on being able to assemble and network in person, that human connection was even more important than ever. Yes, we have Zoom. Yes, we have platforms like I'm using StreamYard. Yes, we have podcasts and YouTube and Facebook Live and all these technologies that obviously in the last 8 or 9 months, the whole world has increased their knowledge and use of these technologies. But that separation from people has created an even greater desire to connect with people at a very close level. You could say that when we are deprived of human connection, we prize human connection even more. So the brands, the coaches, the consultants, anyone, sales agents that really embrace how to create that closeness, build and serve that community are going to have an edge over those that are just kind of waiting for the next thing to happen, when this is the next thing that is already happening, which is building and serving a community and getting close to them. At some point, we're going to get back to in-person networking. We're going to go back, I live here in the Vegas area. We're going to get back to conventions and things like that. And yes, it will look different as a result of COVID and various protocols that, are determined to keep us the safest, but we are going to have those networking events, and those networking events are going to be more important. Both of these people, I see it, both of the people I interviewed saw that this in-person networking and servicing people is going to be a major growth hack and opportunity for business. So how do we leverage this right now? If you as a brand can embrace content marketing and community building by putting out shows like I'm doing, and this is why I'm trying to, what I'm trying to accomplish with Growth Driven is interview experts, bring people into this platform, give and share strategies and knowledge from people that are much wiser than I, and bring a variety, a cornucopia, if you will, of skill sets and insights And around this show that I publish live stream here on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and hopefully soon on LinkedIn, and then resharing it through automated social sharing software over the next few months and years, that people gravitate towards know-how and stories and strategies from proven leaders that will help them take their business to the next level. And if I can somehow be the gatekeeper of those individuals and the dissemination of that information, obviously it brings attention to my brand. And what the heck does Edwin Dearborn do? Does he have services that can help me leverage that same opportunity? The answer is yes. You as a brand have to figure out how you're going to connect more with people. And I'm not just saying physically and shaking their hand and meeting them at conferences, but how are you going to bring people together as a community? How are you going to serve that community with great content, great services? This is it. Right now, we are in an era where brands are going to die or thrive. It's a very, and both of them, the people I interviewed, said that COVID has brought an incredible opportunity for those that will act and see it as an opportunity. For those that are slow to adapt the opportunity, to adapt to technology, they're going to go by the wayside. And this is something that I feel you and I have an opportunity. Great brands, great movements, great leaders rise in times of crisis. Martin Luther King Jr. came out of crisis. Gandhi came out of crisis. Abraham Lincoln came out of crisis. George Washington was born out of crisis. And through that crisis, they found a new level of strength and grit and opportunity, and obviously bested those challenges to become the heroes that we now know them to be. You, myself, and others have a similar opportunity with this crisis to rise and be a focal point of community, a focal point of solutions, a focal point of positive, actionable content, of better services, and bringing people together around those and around others that share those same principles and ethos. And if you can be the gatekeeper of all of that with your brand while embracing technology such as video, such as analytics, such as storytelling, such as live streaming, Facebook Live, YouTube, SEO, if you can somehow assemble a team that can put all of that together and then rapidly deploy, your brand has an edge over anyone else. I was talking with my daughter about a brand that I particularly serve, which is the bookkeeping business. Now, bookkeepers are not known for their social media savvy, for their marketing acumen, for their personality online. Bookkeepers are kind of boring. When I described to her the services that I'm doing for the bookkeeper I'm working, I asked her, I said, do you know any bookkeeper that's putting together this technology of social media and content, executing on a daily and weekly basis through email, through SEO, through social sharing, through creatives? If I was to put 100 bookkeepers just randomly across the United States and ask them if they were doing what we are now doing for this brand, and we have driven growth, by the way. We've tripled, almost not quite tripled, almost tripled our stats within a matter of 6 months on just fundamental community building, content marketing strategies. The answer was no. Most bookkeepers don't do that. They hit a plateau of what they're doing personally. They don't add more personnel. They don't add more strategies. They don't leverage technology. And so they're stuck. This is what I see as the opportunity, is to people are gravitating to technology more because they're forced to. They're sitting at home. They have to work from home. I guess I'll have to learn Zoom calls. I guess I'm going to have to learn some of this stuff. But what if you took that to the next level beyond, and took it to the next level with building and serving a community as your core strategy? Not just saying it, but doing it over and over and over and bringing the goods. So obviously that people are like, wow, I want to be a part of this. I don't understand it totally. I don't know what you're doing, but I love the vibe. I love the community. I love the enthusiasm. I love the commitment and the grit to the purpose and the messages. That they're going to get that. Everybody's got a little antenna as a being, and they're going to tell whether you're genuine and you're really committed to building and serving the community, and you're going to attract your tribe by doing so. If you need help in creating that strategy for you, your story, your why, and wrapping that in great content and distributing that to find the people that you want, I'd love to be able to work with you. Love to be able to work with you. But this is the top business growth strategy of 2021. Had to share this with you. Hope you have a great evening. Hope you enjoy Growth Driven. We will talk again soon.